Hello everybody, Bad Weather Freak here. I have another video, another 2020 hurricane season update. What you're seeing right now is on the image. It is Tropical Depression 19, and this tropical depression is forecasted to become a tropical storm. I have a feeling by the 2 p.m. update. All morning long, it has been actually getting better organized, as you can see in the satellite imagery here. The center circulation, it seems to me like it's probably somewhere in here, south of the Florida Keys. It is very possible. From this point on, it has all the time, and it has all the conditions, the majority of the conditions in its favor to continue intensifying. It has been battling a little bit of wind shear, like coming from Florida, basically, so feeding from the northern part. But it looks like it's not a major factor right now because obviously it's getting better organized. Now, let's go back and see what the National Hurricane said as of 11 a.m. update. Let's scroll down, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the other systems that we have in the Atlantic right now, because we have multiple systems. But as of Tropical Depression 19, which it's going to get named soon, and it's going to be Tropical Storm Sally. Now, Tropical Depression 19 is moving west at 9 miles an hour. It has a pressure of 1,004 millibars, and it has max sustained winds of 35 miles an hour. Let's take a look at the cone. One interesting point here is from the 8 a.m. update, from this morning, and the 11 a.m. update, we show now that the National Hurricane Center is expecting what is soon to be Sally to become a hurricane before landfall. One thing I'm not liking about it is that it's forecasted to slow down. As you guys saw, it's moving at 9 miles an hour, and it seems like it's forecasted to continue to slow down, which is not good, because that will give it more time over warm waters, better conditions, and potentially get even stronger. But as of right now, hurricane, I will take this with a grain of salt. It may be weaker and it may be stronger. We all saw what happened with Laura. Laura, when nobody predicted that Laura was going to be almost a Category 5. So it's something that it could happen. It could happen, and especially the fact that it's moving almost through the center of the Gulf, where there's plenty of fuel to really make the storm intensify. If you look at the further out models, you see that it kind of stalls once it makes landfall and it moves to Mississippi. It kind of stalls. Some models actually have it going back down into the Gulf. Now, is that going to happen? I mean, we will have to see, but it looks like it has a potential of actually stalling, because there is a high pressure that is going to be building up here. Right now, there is a high pressure here, and that is actually what is making it go further west at the moment. But this high pressure ridge is supposed to start weakening and moving more east, and that's why you see that the track has it not just moving west, but moving more like a north-west motion. Depending on how fast this high pressure move east or weakens, that's how this track is potentially going to shift. If it happens quicker, then we're going to have the track basically shift more eastward, and then becoming more of a Alabama and potentially a Florida Panhandle issue. But as of right now, it looks like it's in between the Mississippi and the Louisiana coast or border. Seems like that's going to be the landfall spot. But again, this most likely will change, and we saw it with Laura. Same thing. One thing you guys gotta remember is this year is a different year as far as tropical prediction. Models are struggling because of the fact that they don't have a lot of data coming in, pretty much, but the hurricane hunters physically flying into the storms, into the storms themselves. Normally, on a regular season, you will have commercial planes, you will have cruise ships, and they will relay this information to the National Hurricane Center. So that will give them a better idea of where the storm is going, how strong it is, if they're close enough to take some readings. But this year, because of the COVID-19 issue, that's why they're limited on the information they have access to. But anyways, let's go back and see what the key messages are regarding soon-to-be tropical storm Sally. Number one is the depression is forecasted to strengthen to a hurricane early next week as it moves across the northern Gulf of Mexico, and there is an increasing risk of life-threatening storm surge and dangerous hurricane force winds from southern Louisiana to the Alabama coast. Residents in this area should closely monitor the progress of this system, and updates to the forecast, storm surge, and hurricane watches will likely be issued later today. If you guys saw on the other one, I mean, you can kind of see it briefly here, but it's showing us yellow here where the 8 is. And that's actually tropical storm watches already issued for Florida, for the Panhandle. Key point number 2, the depression is expected to produce flash flooding across portions of southern Florida and prolong existing minor river flooding across central Florida through Sunday. And this is most likely, like I said, because of the stalling potentially. Tropical storm conditions are possibly by Sunday night in portions of the Florida Panhandle where a tropical storm watch is in effect. See, that's why you see this yellow part here. Wind gusts to tropical storm force could occur over portions of southern Florida peninsula today. So this is more like a southwest area. Fort Myers, potentially, maybe even Tampa. You guys, Tampa Bay area, Sarasota, St. Pete, all that area, you guys may get some tropical storm force winds potentially, depending on how this shifts. Again, if you shift, if like I said before, if the high pressure weakens and the track shifts more further east, then obviously the effects are going to be closer. Now I'm in Central Florida, so I'm actually about an hour and 15 minutes northeast from Tampa. So, the effects here are going to be much less, but I can tell you we already have gotten at least 2 or 3 rain bands associated with Tropical Depression 19. Now, let's go back. Let me show you guys the U.S. rainfall potential. As you can see, Florida, yeah, we're going to get a little rain, and this is accurate. Like I said, I already have had, I'm probably around here, around this area. And we already got a few rain bands come through. Now, as you can see, Tampa Bay, Sarasota, Southwest Florida, you guys are going to get a little more rain than us for sure. Now, let's go back and wind speed probability. Again, New Orleans and further east. You guys need to be watching this very, very closely. The margin of error on some of these models, predicting where it's going to go, it can vary. I mean, it could be up to 150 miles of error. So 150 miles is a lot. I mean, 150 miles is a big difference. So that's why you guys got to be ready no matter what. This is the flash flood risk. So you can see this area seems to be the greater risk in southwest and south Florida. And even potential the Florida Keys also. The issue with this storm is it's supposed to slow down so much that's why is there all this huge area is showing signs of potentially going through flood and flash flooding basically. Now, already show you guys this. Let's take a look actually at the forecast models and see what some of the forecasting models are saying regarding TD19. You have it on the GFS. You have it down here. Now, if we move this slowly, you can see that the GFS, it doesn't really intensify that much as a 997 storm making landfall. I mean, that's basically a weak tropical storm. So obviously this is something that is not too much of a concern. Again, the models have been so bad this year. I wouldn't even trust this, honestly. I wouldn't even believe that. If you guys see the 138 hours. I mean, you see how it basically stalls. I mean, it sits there for just days. Look how much it moved from here to a couple states over. I mean, it takes them multiple days before it actually moves. You guys can see Paulette here, and let me see. This is Renee, kind of disappearing. There's a couple more waves on here that are actually look like they have potential to be hurricanes. And again, this is too early. Too early to tell. This is 228 hours out, which anything past 3 days, I wouldn't even trust it, honestly. Now let's take a look at the European. Now the European model it doesn't show the pressure, but it shows a stronger storm than the GFS does. And then again, all those waves kind of going out to sea, except this one right here, which is another one that we're going to have to keep an eye on since we're in the middle of the peak of the season. Now, regarding the Canadian model actually has, again, a weak storm, kind of stalling and intensifying right off the coast. So kind of in agreement with the European model. If we move it further, again, all these storms kind of going out to sea. And then you have this wave down here, which may be the same one that the European model is picking up. And you see how it starts kind of getting its act together and developing south of Puerto Rico. The Navy, let's take a look at the Navy. Now the Navy, it has it at 992, 991 at the weakest point. So again, nothing too strong. You got Paulette here as a major hurricane, kind of getting dangerously close to Bermuda. So if you guys are in Bermuda and are watching this video, keep an eye out. You guys have a major hurricane potentially at your doorsteps. Now let's take a look at the intensity forecast for for this storm. Now this is another thing. See, this is another issue here. This is updated. I saw this earlier, and it was not doing this. Now we're gonna have a better idea after 2 p.m. update, because as we speak, we have the, let me go here, but we have the hurricane hunters actually flying right now into it. So let's see if they have any pressures or any more information. They might not be quite there yet, because they were taking off from Louisiana. Let's take a look here. So it seems like they may be sampling. See, it has a surface sea level 1,010 millibars, and this is expected because this is not where the center circulation is. Center circulation is probably somewhere down here. So this is actually pretty far, but down here is where the center is located right now. So still, we got some time still. Probably another, I don't know. But by 2 p.m. we will have it available for sure. Some more data. Now, let's go back and going back to the H-Wharf. Again, I want to point something out here. The H-Wharf is something that the H-Wharf and the H-Mon, those models are more like intensity forecasting guides. They actually nailed, almost to the T, Laura. They were kind of flip-flopping for many days, but they nailed it. Almost completely with 100% accuracy. So because of those reasons, I'm definitely a little concerned how this is just slowing down. We can see, 950, making landfall as a 950. This is a major hurricane making landfall in Louisiana. So this is something that we got. You guys, if you're in this area, pay attention. Again, it's too far out, and especially now that it's supposed to stall, this is going to change most likely. But again, with the accuracy that we have seen from all season long from the H-Wharf and the H-Mon, I will pay attention. I wouldn't discard this, honestly. But let's see here. So you looking about 950 pressure, lowest, and making landfall in this area. Now let's take a look at the H-Mon. And 19. Yeah, there you go. Now let's see from the beginning. Okay, so so if you guys notice, The H1 has it further south, which the H-Wharf has it more like up here. So that's a little bit of a difference. But as you can see, it doesn't make much of it until it starts getting closer to the coast. See, there it starts intensifying. 970 something, 978, 972. So the H1 has more of a easter landfall, and it has at a 972 versus the H-Wharf, which it has a more further west at a 950. So definitely stronger. But so right now, seems like this potentially may be the landfall area. So if you guys are anywhere here, start doing your preparations. And again, don't wait for the last minute. It could change, but this is so far what the most accurate models are saying right now. So that way, you know, like I said, you guys got to pay attention. Now let's see if I can right now. Let me go back. Let's stay here. Current storms. Let's take a look at a couple more charts here. So we already saw this one, spaghetti models. So as you can see, spaghetti models are all over the place, anywhere from the Florida Panhandle all the way to Louisiana. That's why anyone in this area need to be paying attention, because this may change, but we'll see. Now, the intensity forecast models, for the majority of them, are saying anywhere. I mean, it's all over the place, but you got multiple models. I would say almost half of them that have it as from a Category 1 hurricane all the way up to a Category 2 hurricane. Again, we have to wait and see. But so far, that is okay. This is another thing I wanted to show you guys. You see how it loops kind of back down? Will this happen? We'll see. But some models have it stalling and then looping back down, which is, this happens, this is not good, because this is going to be a major issue for flooding. So anyways, again, I encourage you guys to listen to your local officials. And if you are in the location of, closely where it's expected to make landfall, anywhere from the Florida Panhandle all the way west to Louisiana, you guys need to be paying attention right now. Let me just do another quick refresh here. Okay, so we still not there yet. And then as far as the satellite imagery, we'll take a look at this. But I'll leave you guys with that image there. Again, as always, thank you guys for watching my video. My information here regarding tropical storm, soon to be tropical storm Sally. And actually, before I let you guys go, I promised you I was gonna take a look at also the other storms. So let's do that real quick, especially if you guys live in Bermuda. Let's take a look at Paulette, satellite imagery for Paulette. So we'll touch up briefly on these, and let me see if this decides to pull up. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, it's kind of really pretty raggedy, but you guys saw what the forecasting models were showing us regarding Paulette. I mean, it's showing it here as a 981, getting fairly close to Bermuda. Bermuda is right here. And actually making landfall over Bermuda and potentially as a major hurricane. So again, this is the GFS, and then you have other storms that are right behind this. I mean, we are at the peak of the season, so you're gonna see the activity ramp up. Let's see the Navy model. Navy model has it again about the same strength, making landfall in Bermuda also. H-Wharf, let's say H-Wharf. Okay, see, H-Wharf's kind of very similar, 970s and almost well, actually getting dangerous. The eye of the storm actually getting very close to Bermuda, so that's actually not good. At 965 pressure, you guys will definitely see some hurricane force winds. And then the H-Mon, let's see what it says about Paulette. 970s, but a little more westward, but still within the center. So you guys are definitely, if you are in Bermuda, start getting ready also, because you are going to experience some effects, some decent strong effects from the storms. Whether it's rainfall, whether it's strong winds, it's looking more like major hurricane potentially affecting Bermuda. Now let's go back and see. Let's take a look at Rene. Now, as far as Rene is just falling apart. It actually got downgraded. This is a tropical depression. But Rene is forecasted to just kind of like do all this weird hook. It's probably will do that and then kind of like, curve up to basically the middle of nowhere. But you see tropical storm at its best. So they're not expecting much of this one. And actually, let me show you. Let me do this here because I forgot to show you guys this. See? Dangerously close. Actually making landfall in Bermuda. This may change. It all depends how well it keeps her. If it keeps intensifying, but it has potential to actually become a major hurricane. But it seems like Bermuda, you guys are gonna get a direct hit as of right now. Again, it could change, but it's looking that way. As far as intensity, see. Anywhere from all of them are in agreement that this is definitely going to be a hurricane for sure. Anywhere from a 1 to a 3, pretty good. The majority of them have it at around 2 to 3. So this is something that you guys in Bermuda pay attention and start getting your preparations as soon as possible. But again, that's all I have for you guys. What we're looking at right now. Quick glance to. Let me see, Eastern Pacific. I know Eastern Pacific is probably doesn't have. Okay, let me just go back here to the National Hurricane Center. There you go. So you can see all the wider shot, all the spots. You got this is probably not gonna become anything. Then you got this. This is one that we have to keep an eye on. As of right now, as the 8 a.m. it says. Development of the system is forecasted, and a tropical depression is forecast or expected to form within the next couple of days as it moves generally westward. So this may be the next area to watch. And then this one, it seems like it's going to go up to the middle of nowhere, potentially affecting the Cape Verde Islands. The Eastern Pacific, we have a couple areas. But other than this, they don't have much going on. Since we are in, which actually, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but in all the videos, but I wanted to let you guys know that as of, I think it was yesterday or a couple days ago, we are officially in La Nina. So officially in La Nina. We were in La Nina watch since July. Now we are officially in La Nina, according to the National Hurricane Center and NOAA, basically. This is the organization that called it out and said that we're in La Nina. But other than that, you guys stay safe. Again, don't leave everything for the last minute. It's time to get ready. If you guys are in the area that are going to be affected by it, by all these different storms, but right now to us in the United States, we're keeping an eye on, but soon to be tropical storm Sally. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my video. Any comments, any questions, put them in the comment section below. And until the next update, you guys have a safe day and have a good day.